Okay, still more on the genetic terminologies. We have another one here, which is mutant alleles. You already know what alleles are, then you already know what mutation are. Then the two mutant allele, from what you can see here, is quickly is defined as an allele differing from allele found in the standard or world or white type. What is the standard here? We've talked about the sex chromosome, that the sex chromosome is SS for female child, then SY for male child, and that is the standard. Then when mutation occur, which I've already showed to you earlier, how mutation can occur in the chromosome, then you see example there, having a child with SSY, and you know this SSY is not in the standard. The standard is SS or SY. Then what does this mean? It's already a mutant and allele. It is already a mutant allele expressing a character of a girl child having male trait or chromosome. Quickly, what that means is from what we just see, like when you have XXY, you already know that anything XY is male, anything SS is female. But here now you are seeing a mutant allele showing the character that is different from what is known, which is SSY. Definitely, if you have an individual expressing this character, it's going to tell you that this is a girl child because we already have SS expressing that is a girl child. Then is a girl child, but is showing, that is what it means. A girl child having male traits. That means he's a girl boy. I don't know if you understand that. A girl boy, let me use that word if there's ever any other word like that. A tomboy or a girl boy, a girl behaving like a boy. Okay, quickly let's go to the germ cells. Germ cells, this is the specialized cells that form the reproduction. Already, you should know what the germ cells. You always hear that I always talk about germatic cells, somatic cells. That germatic cells are found in reproductive organs. That is what the germ cells are. They are germatic cells. And the somatic cells, they are all the cells that are in an organism except those of the germ cells. In fact, the germ cells, they are those cells that are found strictly in reproductive cells for meiosis, for sexual reproduction, while the somatic cells, they are all the cells that are found for mitosis, which is for body growth, repair, and maintenance. You know that is what mitosis division or mitosis is all about, different from meiosis, which is for reproduction. Then we have another word here, which is haploid. Haploid, this is a single set of chromosome present in the egg and sperm cells of an individual. And what that means is an haploid number is when you have this 23 number that I earlier talked about, when the sperm is reduced, or the sperm is 46, but by meiosis reduced to this 23 set of chromosomes, these 23 numbers of chromosomes. So this 23 is an haploid set of the diploid 46 cells found in this sperm cell. The same way with this egg cell having 46 too, like I said, is going to be reduced to 23. The 23 is also an haploid of the diploid cell. So that is why you see we have the haploid, which represents 23. Then the diploid now, you can see is a double or complete set. The diploid is the complete set of chromosomes present in egg and sperm cells of an individual, which I have just explained. And every diploid number in an individual, a complete individual, is 46 chromosomes. Then we have what we call the homologous chromosome. These are chromosomes which pair with each other at meiosis. Remember, I told you, especially in metaphase. In metaphase, you find out that all the chromosomes they come together in pair to form in the metallic plates, ratio 1 to 1, 2 to 2, 3 to 3, down to 23 pairs, which I've already explained to you in the various classes that we had. So that is what we call the homologous chromosome. Homologous chromosomes is two pairs of chromosome in this way coming together. That is what we call homologous chromosome. Then we have homozygotes. These are an individual organism possessing a pair of identical alleles at a given locus on a pair of homologous chromosome. Identical allele. I've just showed you that earlier on, that if we have identical allele here, TT, they are identical. So having this now, it is an homozygote. This is representing an homozygote because the alleles are identical, which is different from the heterozygote, because it's an heterozygote organism. We said that two different alleles are given at a locus on a pair of homologous chromosome, and that have also done here. You can see I use the word TT, capital letter T and small letter t. So this represents now, for instance, an heterozygote individual. I think let me throw more light on this. Heterozygote individual. What does this mean now? This individual, what will happen to the person's phenotype? The person will be actually tall. In the phenotype, the person will be tall. The person will be tall. But if the person is going to be tall, but having a recessive allele or gene for shortness, this is what you get when you say someone is AX. An AX individual is normal, but is having a carrier of a single cell. So an AS individual is heterozygote. Then while an AA individual is homozygote because they have what? Identical pairs of alleles. I think that you understand what is homozygote and heterozygote. Now, then what is locus? Locus is a specific location on the chromosome. For example, you look at it, this is locus, specific position. Where do you find this trait? Here. This T is here, this T is here, this T is here. So any specific location on the chromosome is called locus. Then you keep hearing the word traits, traits, traits. Traits are simply characters. Like I told you, characters are traits, traits are characters. Characters, and these characters, they are detectable phenotypic variation. That is the shape in an individual, the height in an individual if he's tall or short, then the color and the rest of them. All of these are phenotypic. They are something that you can see in an individual to know individual differences. Okay, so that is what traits are. Then we have dominance. This is a trait that is expressed in the presence of another character. Okay, I've already done something like that here. Okay, then I just talked about TT. In this TT, I said the person is going to be tall but carrying a trait for shortness. What does this mean? This T is a dominance. That means this character is being expressed in the presence of another character. That is what dominance is all about. Then recessive is the opposite, which is the trait that is suppressed in the presence of another character. And in this case now you can see that if the person is tall, like I said earlier, so that means this T is dominant, while this other small t is recessive. The person is the carrier for shortness, though in the physical attribute in his phenotype is a tall person. Just the way you have in AX. An AS person is normal, but in his gene or in her gene, she's a carrier or is a carrier of a sickle cell. So that is what the sickle cell that is not expressing itself is a recessive, which can later be passed on to the next generation and it can become dominant in the next generation. So that's why you see in the example there, you see TT and AX. A codominance. This refers to a type of inheritance in which two alleles of the same gene are expressed equally, and neither allele is dominant or recessive. In this, you can easily find a very good example of this is the ABO blood group system. You see, we have four types of blood group. We have the A, B, AB, and O. Like AB now, for instance, you can see somebody is blood group AB. What does this mean? Does it mean that A is dominating B or B is recessive? No, both are dominating. A is dominating, B is dominating. So in this way, we say they are co dominance. No one is recessive, and that is what it means. You can also find this in eye color of an individual and the rest of them. Then we have sex leakage. This refers to genes that are located on the sex chromosome. So when we talk about the sex chromosome, which is what? The XX chromosome and the XY chromosomes, the genes that are located there is what we call the sex leakage. I think later on we're going to also dwell on these sex leakages to see how they can be altered and affected. Okay, we have just quickly have a run through on genetic terminologies. In my next videos, please watch out, ensure you subscribe and click. Then if there's any question, please you can also comment and ask your question in the comment section. We are going to have more videos to go further in this topic. Thank you very much. See you soon.